Hey everyone, it's Daphne from Scrap and Create. We are now on to page 6. So if you've been working alongside me, we've already built this page once before. It's the same as page 3. You're going to have 3 flaps that are going to be 4.5 by 6. 4.5 by 6, you're going to score 1/2 inch on the 4.5 inch side, and you're going to do that 3 times. In addition to that, the other design feature we have on this page is an envelope, and this envelope is made using the Martha Stewart scoreboard, and this is a 4-bar envelope. But you could use any pre-made envelope that you want. I chose to make my own because I wanted the cardstock to match. The other thing I realized after I made this, and I don't use coordinating cardstock in my projects, usually because I'm really trying to promote paper. But an alternative to using the white cardstock or the coordinating cardstock with the rest of your album is to use a colored cardstock that, you know, goes well with the collection. And then you could make a envelope out of that cardstock, and then you wouldn't have to cover it. So it's an alternative for you guys to consider. In the future, I might make one like that so you know what I'm talking about, but that's pretty straightforward. Instead of doing that, I have cut out these pieces that are going to be matted directly over the envelope flap. So, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and start. Again, this is the same as page 3. I'm going to go ahead and give you these measurements. You're going to come in 3/4 of an inch from the left-hand edge of the paper. You're going to have 3 slits in your paper, and they're going to be 1/2 inch apart. And you're going to start, I have to get my ruler turned the right way. You're going to come down from the top of the page. It looks like I did 3/8 of an inch. Is that right? Yes, it is 3/8 of an inch. So what I did, and it's a little bit confusing, is I put these two, page 3 and page 6 together, the mats, and I put them like this, and then I sandwiched them. I laid them down, and then I cut the slits. So then when you open it up, you've already cut the slits for 2 pages. Just so it's just an idea. You don't have to do it that way, but that's what I did. And I realized that I put this in this way, and so the offset on the bottom for this one is closer to the top of the other one. But it, like I said, in the previous ones, there's no signs. Come in 3/4 of an inch, come down anywhere between 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, make your 6-inch slot, go over 1/2 inch, down 1/2 inch, 6-inch slot, over 1/2 inch, down 1/2 inch, 6-inch slot. And that's it. Let's go ahead and install them. And of course, if you don't want to do any of this, you just lay the hinge directly on the page, which to me is a lot easier, a lot less fussy, and you get that 1/2 inch offset just because that's the size of the hinge itself. Now, it looks like I might need to, I might need to open this one up. It's not quite long enough, so I'm going to open it up just a little bit on this end. Now it should fit. I need a sharper blade, but you can also use, if you've got a blade trimmer, I use a rotary trimmer, but if you have a blade trimmer, you can, it's easy to accomplish stop-start trims, so you can use that as well. I only use my rotary trimmer, so I just use an X-Acto or a box cutter and a ruler. So I'm just looking to see how this is going in. It looks pretty good. I'm going to hold it in place. Let's check again. How does it look? Very good. Okay, now we're ready for our next one. I need to hit that with an eraser. Okay, and then this is our last one. And I didn't make it big enough, so let's see. I'm off like 1/4 of an inch. There we go. That should do it. Nope, it's still a little bit off. There we go. All in. Wow, I really got these off. This should have been a much nicer stagger, but I've already got my slot, so I'm not going to move it around, and my envelope's going to come over. But originally, if you see page 3, it's a much nicer stagger, so I don't know what I did wrong here. Actually, I think this one was supposed to... No, that's not right. That's right. Okay. So these are a little closer to... Maybe... I'm checking the measurements on these. That's what it is. So this one... That's what it is. This one is not... doesn't look like it's 4.5 by 6. So let me double check the measurement of both of these. So that's 4 inches, and this one is 3 3/4. So that's what's wrong. That one is the wrong size by 5.5. It's a small. I'm going to lift it, and we're going to start over. I put a flap in here that was not 4.5 by 6. So let's see, what can I do? Luckily, I didn't use a whole lot of glue. Well, hopefully you guys won't do the same thing, and you'll check your measurements before you lay them down. I should use something that doesn't have a sharp edge, like my spatula. These tools came with my Cameo, but I use them all the time on my paper projects. I am tearing some of the back of the paper, but that's okay because it's not going to show. There we go. See, it still looks fine. That's a mess. So we need another 4.5 by 6. 4.5 by 6. Let me see if I've got something trimmed out already. Looks like I do. Yep, now this one's the right size. Okay. So now we'll get that sort of staggered look that I had originally designed. Of course, it's not going to want to go on smooth because I've torn the paper. So let me clean this up a little. There we go. Okay, girls, one more time. I thought that was a little odd. I'm like, how could it look so different from the first one? And now this one will go in right here, and then you'll see that's a much nicer pattern. I don't know what I did, but somehow I got a bunch of pencil mark here, so let me get that off. Okay, again, these are 4.5 by 6. You're going to need 3. You're going to score 1/2 inch on the 4.5 inch side. Okay, we'll do this one more time. Okay, and then our last one's going to go here. Okay, now we're ready to install our envelope, and I gotta stop dragging my nails over all my white paper. Okay, so the key here is we want to come in far enough that we can get our magnet on top of the panel and on the envelope and still be able to cover the magnet on both pieces. So I'm actually going to pull in page 7 real quick, and we're going to look at page 7. Okay, so here's this will be page 6. This is page 7, and this is what I've chosen for that flap, and that's upside down. It's going to go this way. And then for this flap, we are going to use the same pattern, like so. So now the reason I'm looking at this is in order to get that additional reach, I'm trying to decide if I want to put an embellishment or a cut apart on top of here, because it was a little tight on page 3. Meaning it was hard to get the paper to lay down all the way around the magnet. But you know what? I don't know. I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to do this so that this is basically where I want the envelope. So I'm going to draw my little square here, or corner, so I know where to lay it down. And right now I'm just looking to see that it's not drifting in or out. And I'm looking at that pattern and following it. Okay. I'm gonna open everything up. We're gonna get some glue on the back of the envelope. And then I'm gonna use my ruler. There we go. Okay, now that this is all done, we can go ahead and attach it to the pocket page. But I have to find it. Oh, I set it aside. What did I do with it? Here it is. Okay. Make sure your pocket is open. Again, we're on page 6. Oops. Slow down. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and add our magnets. Hey, Nala. Here comes my sweetie. It's too much. Okay. Try to see the edge. Oh, what did I do with my rulers? There's one. I'm just lining the ruler up with the edge of this flap to see how far in the magnet's going to be, because I want to make sure it's completely covered, but I want to go as far in on the envelope as I can. And I think that's it. Okay, now we'll put the companion just below it. That's good. All done. Okay, let's get some paper in. Okay. Looks like it's trimmed, but I do need to ink it. I'm going to set page 7 aside. Okay, making progress. Okay, so this one I haven't decided how, yeah, I think I want it that way. I don't know if I wanted the border out or in, and I want it in. When I say border, I mean this one. I wasn't sure which way I was going, but I like it this way. So it's dry fit and get it in. There we go. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little tape on there just because it makes the paper stick better. I'll also put glue on it as well. But because it's so close to the edge, I wanna make sure that it's grabbing the paper. I'm just going to hold this into place and make sure it grabs. There we go. Looks good. Okay. All right, so that is all the A sides. I'm going to do some housekeeping and then come back in a few minutes and we will cover the B sides. Thanks everybody. Be back soon. Okay, I'm back and I've trimmed out my pieces for the B side of page 6. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the ephemera that I chose. I just wanted to choose a generic one, meaning there's no image of a child on it. I'm just going to go around the 3 sides and then I'm going to apply the rest of the glue to the envelope so I don't accidentally put glue in the area that's going to be exposed and glue my pocket shut in error. Okay, so think about that when you're laying it down. Be careful not to glue your pocket shut. Okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and get this piece in because it's kind of floating around. Originally it was going back and forth on whether or not I was going to cover the inside of this flap, but I like the way it looks. If you use coordinating cardstock to make your envelope, you don't really need to dress it. And I mean something other than the base album color, like this chocolate or one of the pinks would have worked. And then you would just have this contrast color here. Okay, close this nicely. Okay, now we're ready to do this side, and we're doing an alternating pattern. So we're using this and then these polka dots. So I think that looks lovely. I'm gonna dry fit, and then that one looks actually kind of tight. Nope, it's okay. And ink them. I'm gonna do them, well, I need to dry fit before I ink it. This one, actually fits a little better. So I'm going to use it. All right, well, so I've been asking you guys, and I'm going to keep asking because not everybody starts in the same place or ends in the same place. What do you guys think of these hidden hinge floating flaps? Do you like them? Are they too much trouble? Do you do this anyway? Normally I attach my flaps to the outside of the page, or I leave the hinge exposed. So I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are. I'd like to hear what you think, and I will consider it in my next album build. Okay, let's see how this fits. It's ready. Again, we're on the B side, page 6. Okay, we've got some interesting things coming up I'm excited to share. You have already, or just seen, I thought I was going to release the new Ciao Bella collections after this, but I'm getting ahead of myself, and the Ciao Bella release just went out, and then this is going to be following it very shortly. So that's coming up, and then Graphic 45 has shared their sneak peek of their winter collections, and they are awesome. So we have that to look forward to as well. And right now we're just working on getting some dates for you guys, and then we're going to open up pre-orders on our website. But right now we can't tell you when they're going to ship, so as soon as we have that information, we will get back to you. And if you're a subscriber to our website, you'll be notified via email as soon as those pre-orders are available and what the ship dates are. So if you're not a subscriber to our website, go over to www.create.com and subscribe, and then you'll be notified in the future whenever we have pre-releases. So I mentioned it in my videos, but if you subscribe, we'll send you an email, and it'll have the details, usually some photos, as well as the anticipated ship date. Okay, that is the end of page 6.